Temptation is more than the urge to do wrong. It's that quiet moment when desire steps into your room and looks your purpose in the eye. It's the whisper that tests to see whether desire or discipline is ruling the heart. I am Thomas E. Cunningham, and welcome to the Eve Effect. Tonight's conversation, we're asking a dangerous question. When does curiosity stop being innocent and start being a setup? Because here's what no one tells you. Most of your worst decisions didn't start with rebellion. They started with, I'm just curious. If you ever wondered how you went from just looking to completely lost, this conversation is for you. Let's Welcome to the Eve Effect, where we take a fresh look at an old story so you can better understand your own. I'm Thomas E. Cunningham, pastor, author of If Only Eve Would Talk, and a Christian life coach. This podcast is all about honest, real life conversations, not sermons, real talk about the battles we all face. So whether you're a longtime believer struggling in silence, new to faith, trying to figure this out, or wondering why you keep repeating the same patterns, you're welcome here. Our topic from tonight is From Curiosity to Crisis, the tiny steps towards a big fall. Tonight, let's compare temptation to a staircase in a dark room. Here's why this image matters. Nobody ever plans to climb the whole staircase. You just take one step, just one. Like, I'm just curious what this website really looks like. Steps like, I'm just going to have one conversation with them and that's it. Steps like, I'm just going to try it once to see what it feels like. Or I would try this one quick money scheme. Just one step. But here's what I've seen in my years of ministry. That first step always leads to a second step. And the second leads to a third. And before you know it, you're 20 steps up. Totally in complete darkness, wondering how you got there. And the worst part, it didn't even feel like you were climbing. Each individual step felt small. Each individual step felt manageable. It felt harmless, but tiny steps compound. If we look at Genesis 3, it's almost like the serpent said, hey, Eve, you got a moment? Because curiosity becomes the first step on a staircase. Before we move on, let me just see who all is here. Drop your city, your state, country. Just give me a hello to let me know that you are in the chat. Tonight we have a question. When does curiosity stop being harmless and start feeling like a setup? For those who are coming in on the chat line and those who have been with me since the beginning of our launch, back in February, I just want to say,
I am so proud of you.
Thank you for being part of this, the Eve Effect live. I really appreciate you all being involved and sitting at the table with me. It's a conversation that we all need to have. So when does curiosity stop being innocent and start being a setup. Okay, before we go on our questions, some people, from around the way, Marlboro, all right, Glenn Arden is in the building, all right. Untamed JB, Glenn Arden is in the building. We have a question we're asking tonight for those who are coming in. We're talking about curiosity into chaos. When does curiosity stop being harmless and start feeling like a setup? When does it stop being harmless and start feeling like a setup? I want you to think about your own staircase. Think about a time when you ended up somewhere you never intended to be. Maybe you're there right now, but notice this word just, powerful word. This word, quote unquote, just, which is a minimizer. This word just is a minimizer. What do you mean? Well, just one drink, just checking their social media, is just a work friendship. I'm just curious. That's step one on the staircase. So when does curiosity stop being harmless and start feeling like a setup? When you entertain the thought too much, okay? When the guilt sets in, the more steps you take towards it. Okay, when the thoughts start turning into reality. It's that word just, which is a minimizer. What that word just does, it makes something big sound small. Just a work friendship. I'm just checking the social media. Well, it's just one drink. It makes something big sound small. Just makes something dangerous sound harmless. Just makes the first step feel like it's not really a step at all. So when does curiosity stop being harmless and start feeling like a setup? Okay, someone says never just one. It's never just one. What the word just does, it minimizes it. It makes it seem as if it's not that bad, that it's harmless. Okay, chats. Let me hear some of your answers. Okay, someone said never looked at just that way. Never looked at it that way. I like that it's never just one. Okay, let me ask this question. Who do you usually listen to when you are tempted? Is it your emotions or reason? Who do you usually listen to when you're tempted? Is it your emotions or reason? We're sitting at the table, we're discussing, we're talking. So I like to know that. Who do you usually listen to when you're tempted? Emotions or reasons? Okay, someone said definitely emotions. Emotions, seldom, reason. Okay, emotions. I like that. Okay, someone said depends on the consequences. Okay. Emotions. Definitely emotions, someone said. Okay. Who do you usually listen to when you're tempted? Emotions or reasons? Emotions. Okay. Well, let me ask this. If you follow feelings more than faith most days, type the number 5. If you follow your feelings more than faith most of the days, type number 5. That'll be good to see. We want to see, when does curiosity stop being harmless? So if you follow feelings more than your faith or more than faith, most days, type number 5. Okay. I see number 5. 5, okay. If you follow feelings more than faith, most days, type number 5. The good thing about this discussion in this table, what we'll find out is that everyone is being tempted with something. What we're learning and seeing is Eve was not the only one, or will never always be the only one approached with temptation. So we're having a discussion tonight. When does curiosity stop being harmless? I see a bunch of 5s here. If you follow feelings more than faith, most days, type 5. Welcome, welcome, welcome to everyone. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this channel as we continue to dig deeper into this topic, temptation. I see a lot of 5s there. Okay, let me ask you this. What's harder, resisting temptation or admitting you gave in? Which one is harder to you? Resisting temptation or admitting you gave in? I love to see your answers. What's harder, resisting temptation or admitting that you gave in? Admitting, okay. Resisting, okay. All right, admitting. The question was, what's harder, resisting temptation or admitting you gave in? Admitting that you gave in. Wow. Wow, it's amazing how admitting that you gave in is harder than resisting the temptation. Okay, someone else said admitting. Resisting, okay. Resisting. So it's harder to admit than to resist. Okay, I like JB's answer. Admitting feeds into embarrassment because you knew better. All right. So admitting is harder. Here's a principle I need you to understand tonight. On a staircase, the first step and the last step aren't that different. The first step and the last step in the staircase isn't that different in size. They're the same height. They're the same depth, the same physical action, but they're completely different in consequences. The first step is easy to take, but it's also easy to reverse. You just step back down. But stepping up 20 steps in can seem terrifying and impossible. Same step, different consequences. That's how temptation works. Each step is the same depth, same height. But those are different consequences. A step up into temptation, there's a different consequence than stepping back down. That's exactly how temptation works. But if you can see it as a staircase, you can avoid climbing it. Notice Eve walked past that tree, or past that step in our case. Eve walked past that tree every day without a second thought. Genesis chapter 3. She walked past that tree every day without a second thought. But now she's looking at it. Bible doesn't really tell us how many days, or it could be how many years she walked past that tree. But she walked past that tree. In our case, in our day and age, we walk past that same step every day without a second thought. But now she's looking at it. That's the curiosity. That's the curiosity. You know why? Curiosity, what it does, it narrows your vision. Curiosity narrows the vision. It seems harmless, but it also narrows your vision. Because curiosity, what it does is everything around you, it begins to get blurred out, and you start to zero in on one thing. Eve walked past that tree, but now she's looking at it because curiosity narrows your vision. It's like someone who struggles with porn and finds themselves thinking about it at work, in church, during family time, or a person in financial trouble who keeps daydreaming about the purchase they can't afford. Or that one person in a committed relationship who starts fantasizing about someone else. Because once you've justified something, you've given yourself permission. Once you start justifying, you're giving yourself permission. You start giving yourself permission. All right, for those who are sitting at the table with me, let me ask you this question. Do you think curiosity always needs boundaries? Type yes or no. Do you think curiosity always needs boundaries? Type yes or no. Let's go back. Let's go back. Genesis chapter 3. You hear my sound effects. Let's go back. Let's go back to the tree. How many times have you walked past that step? How many times have you walked past the tree in your Eden? Curiosity, what it does, it narrows the vision. So do you think curiosity always needs boundaries? Yes, someone says. Yes, okay. Yes. Yes. Okay. Okay. Do you think curiosity always needs boundaries? For those who being real at the table, I just
God, I am so proud of you.
yes, that's the only way you can move forward. That's the only way we can grow. That's the only way we can get a grip on those things that are challenges in life is being honest. Being honest. All right. Curiosity can vary, in my opinion, depending on what's the stimulus. It could be food, which is different than a person. Yes, because we always think temptation is towards one thing, but is many things. To one person, overeating, they could be tempted to overeat. It could be temptation and pride and money and women and men. Temptation comes in many forms. We talked about that. So do you think curiosity always needs boundaries? Yes or no? Okay. When there's no boundaries, possibility becomes endless, CC says. Okay, someone likes my sound effects. All right, good, good, good. All right. Have you ever crossed a boundary and wish you hadn't? Type 1. Have you ever crossed a boundary and wish you hadn't? Have you ever crossed a boundary and wish you hadn't? Type 1. A lot of ones. A lot of ones. Okay. Okay. I want to use my sound effects tonight. A lot of ones, a lot of ones, a lot of people being honest tonight. A lot of ones. A lot of ones. Okay. A lot of ones. I like that. Have you ever crossed the boundary and wish you hadn't? A lot of ones, a lot of ones. Crossing those boundaries and wish you hadn't crossed it. Okay, Big Dog said 1. Okay. All right. So how do you avoid climbing the staircase? How do you avoid climbing the staircase? How do you avoid climbing the staircase? Here's the thing. As long as you are living, there's going to be a tree standing in your Eden. As long as you're living, there's going to be a staircase. As long as you're alive. The only way you won't be tempted is when you leave this world. So how do you avoid climbing the staircase? Someone said, make a U-turn and go sit down somewhere. Okay, I like that. Make a U-turn and go sit down somewhere. How do you avoid climbing the staircase? I got some ideas, but I want to hear yours first. I got some ideas for you about this curiosity and this falling into a crisis. How do you avoid climbing the staircase? Okay, recognize, understand those cue points. Okay, I like that. I like that. How do you avoid climbing the staircase? All right, somebody said, go read a book. All right. Well, how many books are you going to read? And can you read in one day? Run, not walk away. Okay. All right. Run and not walk away. I like that. But wouldn't it be strange to see you running down the street somewhere and no one knows what you're running from? Laugh in the face of danger. Okay. All right. So how do you avoid climbing the staircase? Good answers. Good answers. Okay. How do you avoid climbing the staircase? You have to set some boundaries. You have to set some boundaries. All right. I have some boundaries you can set. Set for yourself a time boundary. Time. Decide when you will stop engaging in something. For example, after 10 p.m., I don't answer certain calls or scroll on certain sites. Set a time boundary. I'm stopping after 10. I'm not answering any calls, and I'm not scrolling on any or certain sites. You have to set a time boundary. Set a time boundary. If you know temptation gets real strong, you jump from, I think we talked about that a while back, stage 1, and then you're in stage 5 after 10 o'clock, then set a time boundary for yourself when you stop engaging in certain things. Set a time boundary. All right, it's kind of quiet here. I got a sound effects for you. You hear that heartbeat? I must be pushing some good buttons tonight at the table. Set a time boundary. Okay, here's another boundary. Set an access boundary. Decide what you will do and what you will not do. What you will and will not open yourself up to. For example, I don't go to that place, or I'm not clicking that link. I'm setting an access boundary. I'm setting an access boundary. You got to decide what you will and will not open yourself up to. All right. Decide who, in caps, will have access to you. All right. Okay. You can set a time boundary. These are boundaries you can set so that you don't start climbing that staircase. You can set an access boundary. Decide what you will do and what you will not open yourself up to. I'm not going to that place. I'm not clicking that link. Or you can set a conversation boundary. Decide what topics you will and won't stay in. You can set a conversation boundary. And only you know when that invitation to start climbing is being heard. You can set a time boundary, an access boundary. You can even set a conversation boundary. Now, if you know you need a new boundary, which one is it? Is it chat? Is it time? Is it access or conversation? Put that in the chat. Is it time? Is it access or conversation? If you know you need a new boundary, which one is it? Time, access, or conversation? All right, someone says access boundary. Conversation, okay. Access, I like that. Time, access, or conversation? Put it in the chat. If you need a new boundary, which one is it? Time, access, or conversation? All right, someone said time, conversation. Okay, You have to set these boundaries. If not, you'll find yourself climbing these steps. Genesis chapter 3, Eve been walking past that tree, and then all of a sudden, curiosity started narrowing the vision. Remember, nobody climbs the whole staircase in one decision. You take one step, then you take another, then another. And each step feels small until you're so high up, you can't see the ground anymore. Because tiny steps lead into big falls. But here's the good news. You can turn around at any step. Just step back or step down. Because tiny steps lead into big falls. And each step feels small until you're so high you can't see the ground anymore. So you set the boundaries, whether it's time, whether it's access, whether it's conversation, you set those boundaries, and then you recognize those, and you don't step up, you step back or you step down. So you can step back, you can step down. You don't have to keep stepping up into the temptation. I can only imagine Eve walking past that tree and the serpent whispers, "Do you have a moment? Do you have a moment? Do you have a moment?" And one step leads into the next step, which leads into the next step. And if the truth be told, every step is the same size, has the same depth, but different consequences. Until then, notice it, name it, nail it with truth. I'm Thomas E. Cunningham. Thanks for being honest with yourself tonight. We're here every Thursday at 8 p.m. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this channel. Until we meet again, let us make sure we watch our steps.